How's it going?
Miss Julie on my
Hey,
screen today.
peeps.
True crime
Hey, my
tales in
sweet
her own
darlings.
way.
So happy you're here.
Love for everyone she
Guys,
shares.
I've
Life
got some
stories
macaroni.
told with flair. She dives into mystery. Brings suspense in
Hi,
every scene.
hi, Randy.
Smiling
Good to see you,
bright with
sweetie.
heart so pure. In her
Hey,
world
guys.
we all adore. Miss Julie's world
Hey, good to see you.
is where we
Hi, my darling.
turn to
Hey,
life
how's everybody?
and fill with
Hey,
every
darling.
word.
How is
Late
everybody?
nights and coffee
So good to see
sips, unfolding plots from twisted scripts. Through dark
Hey,
days
guys.
she
Sorry.
lights our way, making sure we're here to
Hey,
stay. Miss Julie
good to see y'all.
world
Hi, my dog.
is where we turn to
Hi,
life
my darlings.
and fills with every word.
Hey,
Late nights and coffee sips.
hey, my darlings. How y'all doing? Good to see you guys. So happy you're here. I hope everybody's doing well. I gotta say hi. H. Davis, I saw that as soon as I dropped this thumbnail, H. Davis was in there. It's like, he says, "Good evening, Miss Shuey. Please be respectful in chat. Enjoy the show. Like the stream. Thanks for being here." You couldn't have said it any better, H. Davis. We love you, brother. Miss Eve. I love you, Eve. Thank you so much for being so faithful. You are absolutely beautiful. I pray you're doing well. Ruby Joy. It's a beautiful Ruby Joy. Hey, darling. Good to see you. Shani B. Beautiful Shani B. Wicked West. Hey, sister. Love you, sister. And Victoria Burgess. Hey, darling. Good to see you. I'm so happy you're here with us. Thank you. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. I appreciate you so, so much. So much. So, how's everybody been doing? Is it hot where you are? Yeah, it's been super hot. And oh, I just want to take a moment and recognize all the sadness and the tragedy that's been going on, especially in Texas. All those families, all the babies that are gone. Lord knows it's been terrible. Wicked says it's been raining off and on still here in Texas. God, they don't need no more rain, that's for sure. So sad. And Wicked is very close to where all that happened. She lives fairly close to the river. It's just been terrible. Yes, it is heartbreaking, Wicked. So heartbreaking. And still there's babies missing. Still, I mean, and even grown adults missing. We talk about the children and everything, but the adults are somebody's children too. So I mean, it's just been. I love hearing about the survivor stories and people being found, and then we hear all the tragedy of all the babies and all the people that have just that were just washed away. Yeah, so many. So sad. Just know that they're all in our prayers and our thoughts, and we truly, truly. Hi, Juicer. Hi, sister. Good to see you. Where is Dumpin? She said, "Yay!" Just wonder where she's at. Uh, well, I know you guys saw the title, and a few months ago, probably, gosh, it's been. I have to look back at the date. She'll probably be able to tell me. It's probably been more than a year ago that our own Anita Casey. She is one of my moderators, also, and a dear, dear friend and dear sister. Has is coming up to discuss some more of not just her story, but the repercussions from the tragedy that she has felt in her life by losing her two sisters just a little over a year apart, um, to homicide. Now, grant you, nobody has ever been held accountable for those two beautiful souls, and it's very, very. Our justice system needs work. Not just the justice system, but the policing. I mean, one of her sisters, I mean, she thought sure that there was gonna be some accountability, but no. And a lot of it is their social where they stand in society, their social standing. That if you're not a productive part of the community, you're less likely to get justice. We see that a lot. We see it a lot. So, looks like Anita's in the backstage. I can't see your face, Anita. I know it's you because you're the only one's got the link. But there you are. So, without further ado, bring up my beautiful, beautiful friend and sister, Anita. Hi, gorgeous. I see you, but I don't hear you.
Hey, can you see me? Right.
I can see you now. I can hear you.
Hey,
Have you got your YouTube open? Because I'm hearing just a little echo. If you got your YouTube open, you need to close the YouTube and just leave StreamYard up. Maybe we can get things rolling. Can you hear me? I hear Maggie, I think. Your picture's great. I can see you. I mean, you're I
I
hear
see you
Maggie.
now.
Oh, okay. Good. That's good. You look beautiful. Do we have a lag? I hear the
Well,
babies back there.
yes. Well,
Oh, now, I think we're good now, right? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I heard myself just then. I think we got a lag. Yeah, we got a lag. You need it. The YouTube has to be closed. You need it. The YouTube has to be closed. Just leave the StreamYard up. Just leave the stream. Maybe she'll come back. Now I think I'm the echo. This is not good. Y'all hear echo now? Oh. This is not good. Oh, I see what it is. Okay, I got it. I fixed that. Got it. All right, let's see. Let's just she'll try to come back. We'll get it. Don't know. Let's see if we got anybody else's TMI. Hey, beautiful. I missed you last week, girl. Where you been? Y'all have a good 4th? Did everybody have a good 4th of July? I remember it, it was it the 3rd? I think it was that we were on here and the fireworks were going off. Well, on the 4th, there was, a tragic loss in our community. One of my neighbors, their homes burnt. It was so sad. Beautiful, beautiful home. And me and Gatekeeper were in the living room watching TV, and he was like, "What in the world?" And he looked over at the front door, and the glass in the front door was just orange. And he was like, "Ooh." So I got up and looked, and their whole house, it was huge flames. How now let's try it. How are we? Can you hear me? I can see you. I can see you perfect. But our sound is not
Hear me
working out with it. I don't hear myself anymore. I can hear you well. I can
How
hear you,
about
and I can see you.
now?
I can see you and hear you well, but I think we're lagging or something. But that by the time we
Perfect.
went
I
out
have a
on our
little
front
bit of a
porch
delay
and
on my end.
yeah,
Well,
you sound
now I
great
can't
though.
see you.
I don't know. I don't know what the
I may
problem
have to
is.
go on my.
I don't know. Oh, she'll be back. But, the before the fire department got there, the whole I mean, it was the flames were a good 50 feet in the air. It was so sad. Hi, Penny Riddle. Good to see you, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. We're trying to get everything set up. Anita's having some technical difficulties. Yeah, it was sad. It was very sad, Chenny B. The house was it was a beautiful home. 4-car garage. The fire started in one of the garages. Well, it was a four-car garage, so one of those stalls it started. Gatekeeper went back and looked at our security cameras, and he could see when it started and everything. It was so sad. And I mean, to have a holiday, and it'll always the 4th of July will always be whenever every year on the 4th, they're gonna remember, especially it being on a holiday, that, that they lost their home, and all the vehicles that was in those garages, they're all gone. So it's very sad, very sad. Oh, I got some other news. My little Yorkie, um, Daisy, I found her a boyfriend. So she's just started her heat cycle. So in about a week, her boyfriend will be paying a visit again, a few visits probably, and hopefully we're gonna have Yorkie puppies in probably about 10 weeks or so. So I'm excited about that. Yes, Victoria. Thank God the family is safe. That's why I was really, really scared because, to tell you the truth, when I went out on the porch, I could hear somebody. She was screaming, so that really scared me. And I could hear her, and it was just like, oh, yes, baby Yorkies, TMI. God willing, God willing. I hope everything goes okay. But he came and seen her yesterday, but she was not liking him at all. So I did a little more research and had to make sure that it was, you know, the right timing, because there's a lot of timing that has to go there. Penny says it's raining thunder and lightning here. Well, we need some more rain because our grass is looking terrible. Our neighbor, he just keeps cutting his grass, and the more he cuts it, the worse it looks. Gatekeepers let ours grow because it gives it a little shade anyway when it's a little taller. It's not out of, you know, it's not growed that much really because we haven't had any rain. I mean, it's one part of the country is getting way too much rain, way too quick. Well, several parts of the country. And then some of us are dry, and the dog days have set in now, so it's so hot. Yeah, as long as they're safe. They are safe, Victoria. Yeah, I looked on the Facebook or fire department's Facebook page the next day, and they said, yeah, everybody's safe. So it was sad. It was sad. I mean, property can be replaced. Sometimes it's not. It's very difficult to replace the property, but property and items can be replaced, but people can't. So praise God, everybody was safe. Yeah, Victoria, it is here too. It is here. We hadn't had a rain. We hadn't had any rain, and I mean, gosh, I can't tell you. I can't remember. I'd have to go back and really look at it, but it's been so dry and hot. But being hot, I've been spending a lot of time in the water trying to stay cool. Shani B says, "It's hot as blue blazes here." Uh, so I tell you what I'm gonna do. I will, I'm gonna put the link out, and, anybody that would like to come up and, help me with some conversation, we'll have some conversation and talk about different cases on homicide and everything till we can get Anita all straightened out. And then if y'all want to stay up here with us, if somebody wants to stay up here with us as we conversate, that'll be fine too. So yeah, I tell y'all what I did. I made me a new song today, and I thought, well, I'm gonna put me a little video with it, and that way I can play it as you know, with my intro and everything. And I worked on it probably a good hour, and then I started to upload it to StreamYard, and it was too big. And that was about 30 minutes before my stream was getting ready to start. And I was like, so I'm gonna have to go back and just use pictures because the file of the song itself is fairly large. So StreamYard StreamYard wouldn't let me upload a 400 megabyte video to use as the intro. Hey, I tell you what, oh gosh, if it'll let me do it. I don't know whether it'll let me do it or not. Let me see if it'll let me do it. Because the computers are really, really tricky when it comes to, let's see, let me try something. Bear with me just a second, and I'll see if I can't play it and see what y'all think about it. Oop. Let's see what. Okay, I see what's going on. Let's see. Let me open up another. Don't get too much open. That'd be bad, wouldn't it? Okay, let me get this up in another window. If I can get it moved over. All right, now let's see. Hmm. Maybe it'll let me. I don't know. So there's Miss Ann. Miss Ann, you want to come up and join us for a little bit till we can get Anita all situated? She's having some technical difficulties, but and we'll I'm trying to see if I can get this. See if I can get this video to play. It's just a little loop, but the song is what I really. The last edited. Okay. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Maybe not. Maybe not. Your files aren't synced to the cloud. I don't know, y'all. Kinda sucks. Because sometimes your computer, StreamYard will not show like certain things from your computer. And I hate that. I do. I hate it. There's Miss Ann. Hey, Miss Ann. Good to
It's
see
sweet.
you.
Hey,
How,
hon.
how are you?
I just got up from my nap and I had to get my nighttime meds ready.
I
Hey,
got you.
treatment tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. I thought about you earlier.
Yeah.
Gatekeeper's got to go have a lung scan tomorrow.
Ooh,
Yeah. Yeah, there's Anita. So bear with us, Miss Ann, okay?
sure.
Let me see if I can add her back to the stage. I don't see a picture yet, Anita.
Yes, Victoria. Hey, Ruby. And there was Shiny Bee. Hey, honey.
Shiny Bee!
Penny.
Oh, I, I hope she can get this fixed.
I know it's probably frustrating her so bad right now.
Yeah, I know it is. Let's drop
Oh.
back
Hey, Wicked West.
down.
I'm doing okay, y'all. I had some pain today, but it comes and goes. It makes me nausea. It's all right.
God's got you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a little swollen right there where my liver is.
Okay, Miss. Okay, Wicked. You be
He's
careful.
always driving and going somewhere. You keeping them roads hot, honey?
uh, let's see if I can. Let me see if I maybe open it with a document or something. I wanted to show this.
You can't do it. Present. Where's it at? Is it on?
Well, it's on my computer.
Uh, thank you, Eve. I'm all right, y'all. I'm just, I have good days and bad days. I hear music.
Could you hear it?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yay. Let's see if it'll let me do it now. Let's try it. Present. Slides and PDFs. No.
Whatever you did a minute ago, it played. The not the video itself, but just the music.
All right. Well, that's mostly what I want y'all to hear.
Hey
Let me
TMI. Thank you, honey.
let me start it over. All right, we'll play it. Okay. Y'all ready?
All right.
Gather round tonight. Underneath the soft moonlight. Bring your stories, bring your heart. Every end is a place to start. Story time and mysteries play. Tears and laughter find their space. Grace and love in every tale. In this room, no heart will fail. Your joy, your pain, your victory. Every voice is a melody. The tragic and the brave collide. We're here to stand right by your side. Story time and mysteries place. Tears and laughter find their space. There's a love in every tale. In this room, no heart will fail. No heart will fail. Life is short, so don't delay. Come and share your truth today. Through the cracks, the light pours in. Healing starts where we begin. Story time at Miss Chewie's place. Tears and laughter find their space. Grace and love in every tale. In this room, no heart will fail. Story time and mysteries play. Tears and laughter find their space. Grace and love in every tale. In this room, no heart will fail. No heart will fail. That was it. Let me get you unmuted, Miss Ann. You was beeping and blurping and going on.
It was my phone,
Yeah, I figured it
as
was.
always. That was a great song, but it was in and out.
Was it really?
Yeah, but it's okay. I mean, I could gather it up.
Well,
Oh,
I'm gonna get it to where I'm gonna put pictures with it. That way the file won't be so big and StreamYard will let me upload it.
that'd be nice.
Yeah, because can't hardly email 400 megabytes either.
No.
Files
There's an
have to be.
echo on my end.
I don't hear an echo.
Sounded like I was hearing one. I
No,
don't
I
hear it
don't hear
now.
nothing.
I don't hear it now. Okay.
Hi, long cool woman. Good to see you, darling. No beads. Just getting in. I laid down for a nap and overslept.
Nomad, if it makes you feel good, me too.
Oh, Nomad's been sick again. Let's
Uh,
Aussie. There's my sweet Aussie. Looking to
it's
handbrake
shortening them for you,
it
Miss Chewy.
shortened down for you, Miss Chewy. Okay, I will do that. I want the quality good, so I just like but I mean, really, the video is just a loop of some candles burning, so that's not really necessary. I'm thinking that I'm gonna go and, maybe take some clips from some of my videos and, of some of my live streams of people that have, showed me so much love over the past, almost 2 years now. It's going on 2 years, and, uh, and share those pictures with as the song plays. So, I have made several songs, but, I'm liking that one the best. And
Oh,
Aussie says, "I use it to shorten mine to add to StreamYard. Doesn't affect quality." Okay. Thank you, Aussie. I will definitely look at that. Thank you. StreamYard is ugh.
it
I
is.
did lower the, I was paying for the most expensive tier of StreamYard, and, you know, that's $90 a month. $90 a month, and I was like and then when I pa and then I'm paying for all the, which I love what I'm doing. I love doing this. And then I was paying, $15 for, Canva, $10 for, Adobe, and just all the other apps. I mean, $10 here and $10 there. It's up. It adds up, and it was getting, really, really expensive. And I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna have to step back a little bit." So I moved back to the middle tier of StreamYard, and so far it's pretty good. I did notice I was trying to go in and change my fonts, and it won't let me change fonts on this tier, so but yeah, and this is $50 a month, so it's
Picky.
yeah, it's expensive. It's
It
expensive,
is.
but I love it. I love it. I'm worried about Lady 7 Up. She's usually always here too. She came in. Bless her heart. She's had a rough time too.
Yes,
Okay,
she is.
Nomad said,
Here, Whiny. Oh, crybaby.
"Oh, Nomad, I'm sorry to hear that you've been sick." Yeah,
Here.
they get you one way or another. Yeah, they do, Long Cool Woman. They sure do. And you know, it is what it is.
I want it.
It is, and I'm not complaining at all, y'all. I absolutely love what I do. I would if I would like to do it a whole lot more, to tell you the truth. I would, I'd like it's just, life. You got to prioritize when it comes to things, so, yeah. But I'll eventually maybe get to, do a little bit more of it. Well, Nomad, it doesn't. It doesn't just to go live on YouTube, but in order to have a panel, I mean, I can use, StreamYard's free they have a free version, but you're very limited on what you can use on panel. You can only have, like, I think it's, like, a total of 6 people, and you can't use overlays, you can't use there's a lot of features that you can't use. Hi, H. Davis. There he's back.
Hey, son. When I woke up, I saw where you tried to call me. I was sleeping.
He said, "Hi, Miss Chewy," 3 times so far.
He might make it 3 or 4 more.
There, I see Anita, and she looks a whole like she's gonna be doing a whole lot better this time.
Good
Here
job.
you are. Oh,
Hey,
your picture's beautiful too. You look great.
thank you. Thank
She's back. She's ready.
Hey, Anita.
you. Hey, Miss Ann, how are you?
I'm great. How are
Good.
you?
I'm doing well, thanks. It's good to see you.
Well, thank you. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
You got such a cute little smile and them little fat cheeks.
Miss Ann has a fascination. She loves cheeks,
Cheeks.
especially little
Everybody,
chubby cheeks,
it
and I
just,
definitely have those.
yeah, everybody's got them little fat cheeks. I used to, but I lost so much weight with this stupid cancer.
Mm,
But it's,
Well, Miss Ann, I appreciate you so much for coming up here and keeping me
yeah, I'm going to
company.
jump down.
thank
Thank
you.
you. I
I
love you.
apologize for the delay.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
you're
fine.
fine. You're fine.
All right. Love you, girls. I'll be in chat.
Love you, Miss
Love you
Ann.
too.
Thank you.
I'm happy you got it all straightened out.
Me
I tell
too.
you,
It took
sometimes
forever.
technical difficulties are yeah, they're difficult.
Right. And I try to allow enough time for that and, so I don't cause anybody to run late, but my
Oh yeah, you know
apologies.
what? It we're not on no time crunch, no time schedule.
Yes, ma'am.
We're here just to share share with each other and just try to help people, you know? Did you
Exactly.
which I was telling them I made me a new song I'm gonna which I'll play it for y'all. I'll send it to y'all later and see what y'all think about it, but, um, yeah, I like it. I'm hoping y'all like it. So, I know how long has it been since you were on panel before, Anita, when you came up and told your story? Do you remember how long it's
It
been?
was October of last year during Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Yes. Yes, so October will be a year.
Yes,
I knew
ma'am.
it was getting close to a year, and, don't know if y'all are, remember, but Anita, she lost 2 sisters to homicide, and we gonna call it homicide because we know it's homicide,
Definitely.
and no matter what the authorities
Right.
have,
Yes. One of them
have
was labeled homicide on the autopsy and the other wasn't.
so one of them was and one of them wasn't.
Yes, ma'am. Gina's was and Diane's wasn't. And, we were told certain things by the police, and then we were told that was never said.
Right,
But
right.
I know what they said to me.
And I know we're not here to, specifically talk about their cases, but we're here today to, talk about, um I know I put in, the description from grief to guilt, and when I say guilt, I mean, survivor's guilt.
Yes, yes.
So, because, there's survivor's grief and then there's survivor's guilt, and there's a whole lot of stuff in between.
Yes, ma'am.
And, there's Bubbles. Hey, Bubbles. Good to see you, sweet darling. But, I know, we've had some conversations about, about everything that happened with them, and, it's sad, but what I wanna know, Anita, is I know you've said several times that, sometimes you feel guilty.
I do.
So, I don't know if you prepared anything that how you wanna talk today, but,
Sure. I've got like 6 pages of notes here in front of me.
alright. You know what? I'm here to listen to you. So if you have any questions for me or anything you wanna say to me, all you gotta do is you know what. You know all you have to do.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So first of all, thank you for allowing me this platform to share with others how I've processed. And even though Gina's been gone 13 years and Diane's been gone 12, I'm still processing my own experiences. I hope that I can help other people that may be victims of domestic violence, maybe someone that's lost a loved one to a violent death, or just grief in general. So I'll just kind of share a little bit of life as a homicide survivor. And by the way, I absolutely hate that term, but you know, that's
It's
what I
reality. Isn't it?
am. Yes, ma'am. Um, so this journey, grief is a journey on its own, but the journey through such a this type of grief, one that it's violent, it's traumatic, and it's complicated. Um, Complicated by the legal system, um, and there are social challenges. There are just challenges everywhere you go. When I first went to therapy, my caseworker says, "How do you feel?" And I'm like, if I could put it in terms for myself, I'd be happy to tell you. But, it takes a while to process something like that. Um, so, and second, I want to say that I'm not a doctor. I'm not a licensed therapist. Um, so even though I am a social worker, I'm not here to diagnose anyone or, to let you think I'm like WebMD or anything. I'm just sharing my life. Um, I'm just providing a glimpse into my life and um, this difficult journey I've been on now for, 13 years with my oldest sister and 12 with my middle sister. And it's each one is different because I didn't have the best relationship with Gina, my oldest sister, and my middle sister Diane was my best friend. So, um, I've always I'm one of these people that sorry if you hear Maggie whining.
You're fine.
I'm one of these people that no matter what I'm going through, I have to take my time and absorb any feelings and thoughts and emotions so I know how to work through it. I have to know what I'm dealing with, you know, and that's just me. Um, so good, bad, or indifferent, I have to absorb it. And, it's no different with homicide. The only difference is that I adjusted my life to learn how to cope and just, I guess, cooperate with the world, because life still goes on. You still have to go to work, you still have to pay bills. Um, and sometimes you have people that expect you to bounce back, kind of quick like. So it all felt like work to me because it was laborious, it was difficult, and it was exhausting. And not only was I grieving the loss of my sisters, but how they died. Um, I'll save that part. I think we touched on it last time. So,
You're welcome to say whatever you want to say.
well, I'll just give you a quick rundown. Gina, my oldest sister, had lost her home due to non-payment of back taxes, and she had been homeless for 3 weeks. And I was going to try. I had a friend that was going to offer her a bed at a shelter in Jackson, Mississippi, and I was getting over pneumonia, And so I told her son and daughter that I would go that Tuesday. This was Friday. So Sunday night, I was going to sleep. I was going to try to go back to work Monday, and I couldn't sleep. And I went to bed early because I would get up around 4 a.m. So I couldn't sleep, and I turned on the news, and they didn't mention names, but they said that a woman had been stabbed behind Southside Baptist Church, which the area she lived in was called Tent City, and it was in the woods adjacent to the church, and that was the church we grew up going to. So they didn't say a name, but I knew it was her. So I told my best friend, I said, I've got to call the hospital. And I called the hospital and confirmed it was my sister. So that's how I found out about her, was through the news. So, I don't really watch the news much anymore. And then with Diane, she had had issues with her son for years, since he was like 8 years old. He had been in and out of mental health facilities. He had to be in a controlled environment because he was in trouble left and right, and he was violent and abusive to people and animals. So right before his 18th birthday, the facility he was in released him. And again, he was in and out of jail. At this point, to my knowledge, he has a 16-page arrest record in 3 states. That's Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas. And we're not just talking, petty crimes. He assaulted an elderly man in front of the library in New Orleans. He pulled a BB gun out on some police officers in New Orleans, and he's tried to SA numerous people, domestic violence to some of these young ladies he was with. So back to Diane, he had been at her house arguing with her. We were told other people had been in and out. He had taken her phone from her and came back this day, and my niece was on the phone with her, and he was arguing with her. This was September the 25th of 2013. And my niece asked if she needed her to come over there, and she said, no, everything's okay. Well, a couple of hours later, my niece called me crying, and that's all I had to hear, because she doesn't really show her emotions a lot, or she didn't at that time. And she said that I needed to get to Diane's house. So, sorry, he beat Diane up. He had her face down in the floor with her arms tied behind her, and had strangled her and put a sheet over her. And I could tell from the way her shoes were at the door that she tried to get out, and I could tell, from the blood droplets and the way the apartment looked, that she tried to fight him, and he backed her in a square around her coffee table and to the spot where she passed away. And then he took her keys down the road. He took all of her laundry money, and I found out later he had taken some checks. And he went down the road to this guy that just so happened to be dating a young lady that I knew from the neighborhood. Her sister and I were good friends in junior high school. And, some people called me and told me that he pretty much ditched the keys and the clothes and some other stuff in the guy's trash. And Wednesday night went to the same church I mentioned about Gina, Southside, because they would feed the homeless. And so he had supper at the church, and then he had someone take him to Louisiana, where he was in and out of jail for years. And, meanwhile, the police tell us if it came back that she had a heart attack or a stroke, that they were going to get him because they knew that what he did to her caused it. And sure enough, when I got the call about her autopsy that she had had a heart attack, all of a sudden the police wanted to go back on their word. Yeah.
It didn't
So,
matter what all he'd done to her to cause.
right. And I had to I called the police numerous times. I threatened to call the news and the mayor, and I threatened to go over there myself and dig through the trash to find. And all they found supposedly were her keys. And I told, hush now. Sorry. I told them that I said my sister did not walk down the road, throw her keys in the trash, and then go home and do this to herself. There's no way, you know. Um,
You
but
don't
yeah, that's
you can't tie your hands behind your back by
right.
yourself.
And he also had bragged to some of the gang members affiliated with the people that helped him get to Louisiana. He bragged that he bashed his mother, her face in like a pancake. Um, so yeah. So
Sorry.
like I was saying, the grief felt like work because it was laborious. It was difficult and exhausting. Not only with just the grief, but how they lost their lives through such acts of cruelty, and the disregard for human life from both, you know, from Gina's killer and Diane's killer. Um, just the disregard for life. It adds overwhelming feelings of turmoil, distrust, and injustice and helplessness. And also, I was diagnosed with PTSD, and now I have social anxiety. Like today, I had to go to the store, and there were about 4 people on an aisle with me, and I couldn't get away fast enough, and I just started shaking for no good reason. Um, which that's something I've had to learn to live with because I used to go to sporting events and concerts, and I had no problem around crowds, but now I do. So we'll add that to the rest of this. And then anger. Um, Anger was what I knew well for a long time. The anger just about consumed me. Um, I I was applying for school, social work, and I figured Gina had just passed, and I figured that Diane would be moving with me. So once I finished up at community college, I wanted to go to Mississippi State. But I also applied to the University of Southern Mississippi because I figured Diane would be with me and she would be closer to her family, and she didn't necessarily want to leave her doctors because routine was real important to her, and keeping the same doctors was real important. So I knew that USM would be the safest place for her, and the easiest place for me. So I got accepted to USM first, and classes were to start in January. Diane died in September. So for a while, I commuted back and forth, and it just became easier for me to move closer to school. And also because the area I lived in, while I was there, I felt like I was watching myself slowly go insane. So even now, it's hard to go back there, because I still see that old me that was just consumed with grief and anger. So I moved here in survival mode, not knowing anyone, still carrying the anger. And I was only, a few hours from my family, but I might as well have been a million miles away. Um, depressed, just all of this on top of me because I didn't work through it. I suppressed it because that's how I grew up. You just suppress things and you just keep going, mind over matter. So it took a lot for me to admit that anger was consuming me. And I have one dear friend from my cohort. She and we share the loss of our sisters in a tragic way. And, I've had some issues with like forgiveness and moving forward. I guess I felt like healing was not possible. And I mentioned that to you because a couple of people said things to me about it after that live, that I didn't believe I would heal. I would just learn to cope with what I was feeling and just live with it. But I wanted to heal because I heard people talk about it. I went to these support classes and I hear all these people, that were going on with their lives and they were laughing and going on vacation and just having a good time. And I'm like, how in the hell are you doing that? How?
Right.
Um, I'm like, I want to heal. I want to be happy. I want to grow spiritually. And I wanted that more than I wanted to stay angry. So I had to put in a lot of work, I had to look in the mirror. I had to do the self assessments. I had to be real with myself. Um, I had to also let go of some people, and they really didn't understand it. And it was difficult because that's another. Type of grief, you know. But I had to let go. Anger was not going to bring my sisters back, and it was not helping me in my life, you know. Um, and it doesn't help my mother or my niece, or anybody else I love. So, I'm like, well, all right, let's get this quality of life back. And um, I also thought that if I let go of the anger, or if I thought of forgiveness, that it meant I was letting go of my sisters. And that's not true. It's not. So I put in the work. I learned to start living again, while instead of just holding on to the grief and thinking I had to hold on to it to keep my sister's memories alive. I learned that I can live and I can honor my grief and my sisters, and their memories. And I had to learn that happiness did not mean that I was avoiding my emotions or the anger or the shock or the guilt, the days of sadness. But instead, I just, I worked through them, I acknowledged, hey, this is how I feel right now. Let's just work through it. We're okay, If you acknowledge how you feel, that goes a long way. I know it sounds crazy, but it really does.
You have to see it yourself.
Yes, you do. And I was trying to put on a front for everybody that I was okay when I really wasn't, for a long time, for years.
You gotta
Um,
realize that it's okay to smile again, right?
right. Um, and I knew that it would be a long road to forgiveness because I fought it tooth and nail. I mean, right up until here recently. Um, sorry.
Right.
Um,
Can I ask you a question? Where is your nephew now?
the last time I heard, he was back here in Mississippi, a couple of hours away from me. I used to keep up with as best I could because he's got like 1,000,001 Facebook accounts, but I would keep up with it, or people from the neighborhood would tell me. And like I said, letting go of people because some people from the old neighborhood were, like, well, Martin's in town, or, he was in this house, squatting, and someone set fire to it. And I'm like, just don't tell me. I don't want to know. And I stopped looking at all that. I stopped looking at VineLink. I had to, um, because that was, if there
It
was going to be
consumes
any,
you. It consumes you, don't it?
yes. And if I was going to have that happy spiritual life and there was a road to forgiveness, I had to stop. Um, so
That's right, Nomad Beads. It is okay to let others know you aren't okay.
yeah, I had to just let go of all that negativity. Um, because for so long I lived in the world, and I still live in this world where a lot of people don't understand. And part of me, the bigger part of me, is glad that a lot of people don't understand. Um, but like some community members, they love to victim blame, and they even, they blame the survivors, just like one of the news stations recorded me talking to the preacher, um, and used it on newscast and made it just sound like we didn't give a damn about Gina, you know. And I had already went up to him and said, please, you know, you can ask me what you want to, but I'm going to turn down the interview with you because I didn't care for the way the man approached me. I did the interviews with someone else, a wonderful lady named Kylie that now lives in California. Um, but he used it against us. And then at the end of it, when I went to leave, they waved. So I'm waving. So it looks like I don't give a damn, but I'm friendly while I'm doing it, or not giving a damn, Um,
Right.
so yeah, that the cops and some of the media just left a real bad taste in my mouth, and Jackson
Well,
in
we all
general.
know how the media is. The
Yeah.
media, they,
And
narrate the way
yes.
they want to. Everything.
Right.
That's the reason I'm like you, I don't watch the news anymore.
Right. And I'll be honest with you. Back then, I wanted to be tough and not admit things like this, but I felt abandoned at times. I had friends that just, to this day, they don't talk to me. I mean, after Gina died, they gave me condolences, and then after dying, you know, I guess they were like, well, you know, how do we even approach this? But, you know, when I did need that unconditional support and understanding, I didn't have it. I was told even by my I tried grief counseling with one of the ladies that I had worked with at hospice. We worked together for a long time, and I went in when Gina died, and she says, "Anita, you're gonna be fine. You're strong." And again, I used to wear, because of the whole way I was taught mind over matter. I used to wear the word strong like a badge of honor. I thought it was a good thing. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it is. But strong is exhausting. It is exhausting. It is just, one of those things where people are like, yeah, I feel you. I understand. But do you really? It's just, I needed support. I needed understanding. I suffered in a lot of ways because I needed to mourn, but I suppressed it. Um, and I had to process losing one sister, you know. Um, and then I turned around and had to process losing my other sister and my best friend. And, just so many people, even family members, just had smart remarks, and they just went through the motions of another funeral. I did have some people that, one lady that worked at the coalition, the Mississippi Coalition Against Domestic Violence. She helped me, and she had a group of ladies that used to work in the community. They helped. They actually went with me to place flowers where her body collapsed, when members of my own family wouldn't even do it. You know, um, one family member called my mother and asked her if she thought Gina was going to hell because she was an alcoholic. And I called her and I said, well, do you think you're going to hell for cheating on your husband? You know, I mean, come on. Not my best moment, but if you want to dish it out, take it. So we were
Sin
dealing
is
with stuff
sin.
like that. Yes. And we were dealing with comments from the media because Gina, she was homeless, there was domestic violence, and she was an alcoholic. So those were her three strikes. And we had this smart ass ones. That's what you get when a woman doesn't stay in line with her man or doesn't do what she's supposed to. So we had those comments also.
Gotta love the South, I'll tell you.
Yes. So all of this is just piling up on me. And I just got to where I shut down. Like I said, I thought I was watching myself go crazy. Um, I'm not really going to get into medications because I know they're helpful to people. Um, but I have a very low tolerance, so I had no quality of life.
Sometimes they make us feel like zombies, and
Yeah,
we just going through the motions
right.
to
And
keep
so,
you to keep you, um, calm
yes,
so that you don't, uh, get to experience life
yes. And
and grieve like you
yeah,
should be able to grieve.
right. So, I'm like, well, if I'm going to just suppress it, then I'm going to find other types of therapy because I can't sleep 12 to 14 hours a day. And that's what I was doing, and I just didn't care about anything, and that was not me. Um, so on top of everything else, there was that issue, and um, so I I knew that I was after that interview with you. I knew I was on the road to happiness, healing, and hopefully forgiveness. Um, and again, I held on to the pain. I held on to it. Stop. Sorry, y'all. I think Maggie can tell I'm a little worked up and she's in protective mode.
You know what? Don't worry about Maggie. We love Maggie. She's part of the family, so she's fine. Don't worry about it.
Um, so I was just holding on to the pain while I was trying to work through this. And it, it felt like I was just going through the motions and saying I was moving on, but it was kind of like a shallow sense. Because I felt like if I let go, again, I was letting go of my sisters, and I had to learn that stop.
That's where the
I
guilt
had
comes
to.
in.
She just knocked my drink over. Don't you
Oh,
just love it?
you can
Um,
clean it up. That's fine. Go
oh,
ahead.
that's okay. Half of it went on her head. Um, it while I was trying to work through the anger, trying to find my peace and my happiness, I, I had to tell myself, again, you're not avoiding your emotions. You're just working through everything. And a funny thing happened, and it's been all within like under 6 months. I realized that while I was working through everything and going on with my life and weeding some people out and trying to keep others close to me, and relying on my sense of humor to get me through the rough times, I realized that little by little, I had been healing all along.
So, you said weed. Sometimes I think it's God that weeds for us.
Yes, definitely. I put in a lot of spiritual work also, um, a lot in this. You know, I had done a lot before we did our interview, but after that interview, I realized and I still have work to do now. But I was fixated on certain thoughts, that the healing meant I was letting go, and that just isn't true. And, you know, yeah, I know that grief comes in waves, even these many years later. It some days are harder than others, but I don't suppress anymore. I don't. I acknowledge it. I do the work that I need to do, and I move on. Um, but like as you can tell, doing stuff like this, I still honor my sisters every day.
You
Uh,
do great work. You should be very proud
Thank
of
you.
what you do for them
And
because, you are their voice now. You're their only voice.
yeah, because my mom can't do this, and I I guess it's too heavy for the few other family members. And I am my sister's keeper, so but you know, I guess one thing that can sum all of this up is that I really learned that there's a lot of discomfort in growth and healing, but it's worth it. Um, it's worth it. Um, and I had to learn that forgiveness didn't mean that I was going to forget what was done to my sisters. So once I got that through my thick head and all these other things, that I can heal and um, not have to wear my badge that I'm strong. It 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 made forgiveness a little easier. Um, and at the end of the day, like I said, I don't want to carry the anger. I want my peace and my happiness. And now that I've had some peace, I'm not giving that up for anything. You know, um, because it's just a matter of time. Both of them are just lifelong criminals. You know,
Right.
there's a saying:
Um,
"Live by the pew pew, die by the pew pew," and I pretty much know that they don't give a damn about themselves or anyone else, so they're not trying to change. Um, but also, I wanted to tell you this real quick. I'm not going to call it a business. I have a little advocacy service, Three Sisters Advocacy Services. Um, and again, I'm not really a licensed therapist. What I do is I just offer like a safe place for people to talk about grief, any type of grief. Anyone's welcome. Um, but I specifically like to try to reach out to people, victims of domestic violence, or people that lost loved ones to a violent death,
you
unaliving.
have a
Sorry,
Facebook group.
I do. I'll get the links to you. I have
That's
a
fine.
Facebook group where I talk about my sisters, and I
I
do.
knew you did. I knew you did.
Yeah,
I'm just trying
um,
to,
I
plug
do.
it in here.
And I have a YouTube page, and I'm gonna get started soon because all this time it's been me, and I would get started, and then just the waves of grief and the anger and all this and that, and I wasn't steady with it. Plus, I'm the only one, funding it with money and time. But I have a little help now with like Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. So I'll be doing more, and I'll definitely be talking more about grief and domestic violence. Um, and if anyone wants to reach out, I'll be happy to talk to them. I can provide resources for all of the states. The dogs have the zoomies. I am so sorry.
They're fine.
If I leave
They're
them locked in another
fine.
room, they're just going to bark.
I know. Jimmy has
Yes,
very bad separation anxiety when it
yes, he
comes to the
does.
dogs. Jimmy it is looking for a new home, by the way, if
Yes,
anybody's interested.
and please, somebody be interested because I've begged. I call animal control in the shelter like 3 times a day, random times, and they never answer. They never call back. And this is a lot, you
No,
know.
Miss Ann, no, unfortunately, there has been no one held accountable.
No, the person that unalived my oldest sister, he did. He went to jail. He was arrested in March right after it happened, and the grand jury found that he wasn't guilty in June, and he was released. And the DA, here's Mississippi for you, like in the heat of the night, it's that real. um, they informed me that it's not like NCIS where they don't have screens drop down from the ceiling and solve crimes for us. So, yeah, that's what he told me. And then I'm like, well, I'm done here. And I walked out. And the victim's rights advocate told me, you need a lawyer. Well, I, I tried. um, and she ended up leaving about a month after that, but I tried. And, those people around that area, they all move around in the same circle. So one lawyer says, well, what can I do for you? I said, well, if I knew, I'd tell you. But
Yeah,
this is not like something I experience on a regular, or ever at this time.
it's I just it's hard to wrap your mind around
Yes, ma'am. It is.
because as we are in the a member of the true crime community, is that we look and we see all of these trials and all these cases, and you think, why why is one person being held accountable and yet the other ones are not? So
Right.
when you said that the grand jury had found him not guilty, so did they just not deem to have enough
Um,
evidence to be able to charge him, or was
this,
he actually found not guilty?
see, that's the crazy thing because they told us both things. So Robert Bass stabbed my sister in her left side, and this was on a Friday afternoon. And he left her in that tent to bleed out. And one of the reasons, supposedly, he was found not guilty is because apparently he had two little marks right back here, two little small wounds that looked like maybe she stuck a fork in his shoulder. Um, and also because he kept her liquored up. He poured alcohol. They were both alcoholics, and he poured vodka on her wound. And when she got up Sunday evening to go get help, and she collapsed, apparently he ran into the because the church is on a busy road, and he flagged someone down to call 911. So
Gotcha.
we were told those were the reasons.
Well, how many cases have we seen that that the significant other winds up, and there most of the time the significant other is the one the first one that is suspect, you know?
Right.
And most of the time, they're the ones that are the guilty party. And so it just blows me away. Hi, Rapper. Yeah, it just mm, I just don't get it. I don't, and I know you don't, and I don't think anybody else is going to. There's Dublin. Hi, Dublin. But it's okay. It's okay to be angry.
Yes.
I mean, and I got a question for you.
Sure.
Did you ever feel angry? I know you did. If me, I think I would, but you felt anger toward your sisters for putting themselves, well, not so much as the one that her son
Yeah.
killed, but
Um,
your the other sister.
I did, and with Gina, it, like I said, she and I didn't have the best relationship in the end because the alcohol had consumed her.
Right,
Pretty much, to be honest with you, no one had a good relationship with her by the end. Um, but when I was little, she was my hero because, when we moved in, when my mom married the person she was with, we had a lot more neighbors, and I grew up around older people, not a lot of kids, so I was a little awkward, and I was real thin, and they used to pick on me, and Gina taught me how to fight. So she was my hero. I looked up to her because, if anybody said anything, she wasn't going to back down from them.
makes
Um,
sense.
so I looked at that as a good thing back then when I was little. Um, so yes and no, because I I was driving her to the library the day she met Robert. We stopped by Southside because they had a home for men that were in recovery, and her cousin was there. There were a lot of people on their father's side that had issues with alcohol or drugs,
Right.
substance use. Um, and Robert Bass was out there Well, I just said his whole name. Sorry.
Well, you
Uh,
said it a couple of
yeah.
times, but it's okay.
Oh, okay. Um, he
Hi, Thomas.
was bragging about how he was kicked out of there. He's like, man, if you got it, and he mimicked smoking pot and shooting up and drinking, and he's like, you got it, I'll do it. And he's like, they found my stash, I hid it in the bushes outside. But after all was said and done, to hear the preacher of the church talk about it, Robert was just a saint. He did no wrong. He was a fine, upstanding person with a lengthy record. So, um, but yeah, I did have some anger towards Gina. I had some disappointment. Um, yeah,
I under
and
I get it. I understand. I
I
understand
did.
that because
Um,
when you're dealing with addicts, it's you think sometimes if you just get a hold of them and shake them, say, "Wake up! Don't you realize what you're doing?"
yes, and
It's
that's exhausting also.
right,
Um, because as the baby of the family, I didn't. They always say the baby child is the spoiled one. I felt like I was the one that was trying to keep things together, because Diane had some mental health issues.
right.
Um, so a lot of that started going on at the same time, and it was hard to deal with all of that. Um,
Thomas, y'all having fun down there? I know y'all have to be. It's
but
beautiful.
with Diane, I had told her several times, I'm like, maybe you shouldn't let Martin keep coming back. And she told me, she says, I'm the only one he has. And that
Right,
was true because pretty much everyone else had already disowned him for the crimes he committed either against them or the people around them. And I only tolerated him for her, you know?
It's your kid,
Right. And
It's your
this
kid.
wasn't the first time he had abused her. He tried to strangle her with a phone cord one time. But she kept letting him come back, and she was supposed to be moving at the end of September into another apartment, and she just didn't make it because she kept saying, I'm just not going to tell him where I'm moving. And I thought, okay, but a big part of me thought she'll eventually tell him, you know. Um, but yeah, a part of me didn't think he would do that to her, but a part of me said, yeah, he'd do it to anybody. So yeah, I had a little more anger dealing with Gina's than I did with Diane's,
Yeah, I can see. I
as
can
far
see
as
why.
towards her. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I can see why. I mean, it's
but
you know go ahead.
I also blamed myself because maybe she wouldn't have met Robert Bass. And there we go with the what ifs, because grief is full of what ifs, especially with the violent death. What if we hadn't have stopped there at that exact moment? Would she have ever met him? Maybe not. But at the same time, she had been dating guys, and each one that she dated would be a little bit more violent than the previous one. So there was a build up there. And there was also a loss of quality of life with her because of the drinking and the lifestyle.
Yeah, it's you don't know how it is, and I pray that nobody, not anyone else, ever has to feel the grief that you felt. Let alone lose one sister, but two sisters
Yes,
in just a little over a year.
yeah,
It just it's sad. But like I said, you should be proud
thank
by
you.
the way that you are you know your sister's memories, they matter. They
Yes,
mattered. And what you're doing is showing that their lives did matter. Like which I said in the beginning when I started the stream, that the law enforcement or the authorities, they categorize your social status.
yes, absolutely.
So people in a lower social status and other people that are struggling, people that are having a really, really hard time. Life's a bitch. I
Yes,
mean, she can throw you some punches that I mean, we're all, a lot of us, not everyone, but a lot of us are one paycheck away from being homeless ourselves.
yes,
I mean, a lot of us are.
right,
That something catastrophic could happen to put you as a deemed homeless. Yeah, a lot of us are not alcoholics. Most of us are not alcoholics. Most of us are not, drug addicts. But your social status tells the authorities a lot of how they're going to treat a case if if for God forbid that you're a victim of a homicide.
Hmm.
How hard they're going to work to
Definitely.
find out who did it.
Yes, because Robert, he caused a lot of issues for myself and my niece after he was released from jail. And, when we would go to the police, they would say, well, just leave him alone, like we were the bullies. I mean, yeah. So, and someone, it wasn't me, but someone pulled a gun on him, and I was the one they called to turn myself in. And then when I got down there and sat there for half of a day, they're like, "You're free to go."
Wow, it's just mind blowing, mind
It
blowing.
really is.
You know, sometimes you think too that, well, maybe that they're trying to let him hang himself. Maybe
Right,
they're just letting him, just like well, the case, you know that, okay, they let the husband go because they didn't have enough evidence against him. Well, lo and behold, he's charged now. He's charged with first degree murder.
right.
So sometimes you think, they're not doing enough. It's just like with the Kohlberger case.
Yes,
You know, the people were furious at law enforcement. And what are you doing? Why haven't you found who's done this? Do your job, do your job, do your job. Well, we didn't know that in the background they were. But unfortunately, their cases are not like that.
right. Definitely, because they told us,
They're they've been through to the side.
yes,
They've been just said, "Okay, we're done."
right. Because the police, they assured us that Gina, they had witnesses, and one person did tell me that he saw some things, but then he did ask for a ride to the liquor store. So, you know, um, but we were assured they had witnesses and that they had enough evidence. But at the same time, looking back, when they showed them, on the news, they had one little brown paper sack, a small one. Um, and to this day, they won't tell us what the evidence was. So,
Thomas,
um,
Thomas, please tell Ashley I'm jealous, by the way.
but yeah, at the end of the day, when it was, time for the grand jury, all of a sudden they didn't have witnesses and they didn't have evidence.
How much you think that maybe somebody got scared? The witnesses?
Maybe, because for a long time after that, there were a lot of people still living in that area. Like the next day, after all that happened with Gina and we were at the crime scene, she had a little black dog down there. And the next day, my niece and I went to go get the dog, and the dog was gone. But you could tell that someone had slept in the bed, and the bed was heavily soiled with, you can imagine.
Yeah.
So and they had lounge chairs out there. So I mean, it's sad, but it's a hard reality that some people do live like that. Um, I don't know. I hate that any of it had to happen that way with my sisters. I'm sad that I couldn't get justice for them. I guess justice will be just in a different way.
So you know, one of these days, and we all are going to have to stand before God. And when they do, when they do, God's going to hold them accountable. The only way that he will not do it is if they are the ones that have to be hold themselves accountable,
Right.
and that's only through the grace of God, that
Yes.
I just don't. And having anger toward them, I know that's hard. I know that has to be, that has to eat you up sometimes, is
Yes.
the anger you feel toward them, the
Definitely.
perpetrators, I know it has to be.
Yes. But I'm a lot better than I was, and
That's good. I
um,
can see it. I can see it.
yes, yes,
And
and
I'm real proud of you for that because
thank you.
God God knows, and he's helping you. You've had a lot of prayer go up for you.
Yes, and I'm appreciative, grateful, thankful, and blessed um, in many ways.
Okay, Bubbles, thank you.
And yeah,
Now
Bubbles, she's helped tremendously too.
she is such a blessing.
She is,
She
and
is a
she
blessing.
gets my sense of humor, so that's even better.
Well, we love being we. There's a few of us ladies that absolutely love your sense of humor. She
Thank,
is she's a crackerjack, y'all. She cracks us up. I mean, when you say somebody it's a very, very dry sense of humor, she has it. She can come up with punchlines like nobody else that I know. I love it. We love it.
thank you,
Yes, she is. Miss Ann says, "You are a very strong lady, Anita."
thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and we love you. You know we love you. Anita, I don't know, y'all, Anita, it takes a lot for Anita to come up and talk about this because Anita is she's a quiet person. And when it comes to personal stuff, she's very quiet, and I don't know if you wanna call yourself an introvert.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, some people will take offense to that, but
Oh no,
but, um, we love her, and, which she's came out of her shell a lot lately, and us all of our sisters, y'all all know who you are. We are so very proud of you, and, we're behind you, and we want to help advocate for you,
thank
for
you,
your sisters,
thank you. That means a
for your
lot.
sisters. But you're an amazing person. We were talking about Bubbles. You are too. You're an amazing friend to Bubbles whenever y'all do get to, talk and, yeah, I love you.
Love you too.
So you, have anything else you wanna say or talk about it?
Um, I guess that's everything. I did email you the link to the Facebook group, and
And
like I
Bubbles will
said,
be putting it in chat. She's put
okay,
the
like I said, it's it's kind of scattered, but I'm going to do better about posting on all of the social media, and I'm going to get another phone number for Three Sisters in case anyone wants to call or text.
don't you just love what Google's phone numbers?
Yes. I've spent most of my life in some form of service to others, and I don't see me stopping now. And my sisters' lives, they're not going to be in vain. So if I can continue to help people, I will. by doing these interviews. Sometimes I go to the colleges around here and I hand out, information, resources, stickers, bracelets, whatever I have, just to try to help people. Um, because like I told my classmates, either someone has needed the information, you may need the information, or someone will need it. It's just that's the sad truth. As far as domestic violence,
Yeah.
they'll need that information, and I've felt for a while now that this is part of my calling. Um, and I guess now it makes complete sense why I felt that way.
You know, you say that it's your calling, and I feel that too. And I feel that God has called me to have this platform for people like you,
Mhm.
and for anyone that has a story to be able to that they want to come up and tell. And the devil is working so hard.
Yes,
I'm not going to get emotional. I'm not going to get emotional because God knows people hate it when creators cry, but the devil works so hard to make me question what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to build here,
right,
and because you go and you look and somebody is talking about God knows, I'm not going to mention no names and no channels or nothing. And I think, what good is coming from that?
right,
What How is it helping anybody?
right.
Yeah, it's entertainment. That's what it's entertainment.
Yes, and I guess people want to escape the heavy stuff. Like my friends that just disappeared after Diane died, I guess they
Yeah,
just couldn't deal with the heaviness, and that's okay. I mean, it wasn't at the time, but now it is. I mean, I got through it. I'm thankfully I'm not an addict. I've thrived. I struggled, but I thrive. And I did my own type of therapy, and I got through. Um, was it hard? Absolutely, every day is. But I'm here.
right.
I've got a cause to fight for.
And that's what I feel. I feel
Mhm.
like I have a cause to fight for.
Right.
I have I have work to do.
Yes, and don't get discouraged if the success rate or the numbers are low, because with the type of stuff we're dealing with, they probably will be. But just think back to the starfish story,
Yes. I
because
started to play that,
yeah,
but they copyrighted me on that and took
oh,
took the the sound. It was the
oh,
sound
I'm sorry.
because when I made it, it was a free and it was unlicensed music.
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden I got an email telling me that that live was no longer able to be monetized because of it was copyrighted now. So I was, that's just wrong because
Yeah,
it's just wrong.
it is. It is, but it's a great story, because I dealing with social work. People would tell me you can't save the world, and I'm like, well, I can make a difference for one, you know.
That's exactly
And if we
right.
all had that mentality, where would we be,
That's true, and
Um,
that's what I was thinking. Because, like I said, the devil will come at me and say, "You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time." But I love what I'm doing. I love talking to you all. And
Right.
and then God tells me, so, well, you know, you're here to help just if it's just one person. If it's just one person, that's all that it's
Right.
worth it.
Yes, and then
It's
you're
worth
bringing
it.
some of these ladies together, and they're going to have friendships, and they're going to help each other heal. So
Right.
you're doing a lot more. You know, sometimes we just don't think about that.
Yeah, and I think about all the ones that are here faithfully every single time. Every single time that I turn this thing on,
Mhm.
y'all are here faithfully. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah,
From the bottom of my heart.
and I appreciate what you do for me and my sisters and everyone else. You know, because it's to me it's rare to really find someone that gives a damn. You know.
I know. Rapper, we are so proud of you for going to get help, buddy.
Yeah,
He's getting ready to start therapy in 2 days. And I am so, so happy for you.
that's wonderful,
It's gonna
Rapper.
be good.
Yeah, reach out if you ever need encouragement. Okay.
Yes, Bubbles. Yes. Those are the ones who matter. Everyone that's here every week. So,
Yeah.
y'all please share it out. Share it out. We need to get it out to more people because the more people that see it, I'm hoping that the more people it's going to help and the more stories that we're going to get. Because we're doing the series on we've been talking about Lester Roloff and the troubled teen industry, which like I said, a lot of people don't believe there is such a thing, but we sure brought that out last week for sure about all the kids that struggled and passed from it. But yeah, I thank you. I thank you, Anita, because you are one that's here, one of them that's here faithfully every week, and you're not only my moderator, one of my moderators. You are a dear friend and a dear sister, and I thank you, and I love
And
you,
I
and
thank
thank you
you.
for coming
And
up
I
and
feel
updating us on your struggles, and your you're doing great. You're doing great work.
thank you.
Your victories, you've got victories now, and
Yes.
we're still praying. We're still praying
Well, thank you.
that they will be held accountable here, just like they're going to be held accountable in heaven
Thank
or
you.
wherever.
Right.
Oh, Jamie, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. Jamie says, Miss Chewy, you are blessing in your show and panel. Thank you,
Definitely.
sweetheart. I appreciate that so much. Ruby Joy says, Miss Chewy, we love you. You are an amazing inspiration to so many. You're so sweet and kind. Hugs. Oh, thank you, Ruby Joy. You are a sweetheart. I love all of you. I love all of you. But we have got Anita, I don't want to cut you off, but you're welcome to stay up here with me while I go over something else about with the troubled teen industry. You can come up and we can talk about it. I don't want you to go down. So you're welcome to stay up here with me, okay? And
Okay.
again, I want to thank you so much for coming and sharing with us.
All right. Thank you. I may need to take Maggie out.
Oh, that's fine. If you need to go, that's fine too. But just know I love you, and I'm gonna put the link out if anybody else wants to go. Maybe Miss Bubbles.
Love you too. Thank you.
Sorry about that, guys. Oh, thank you, H. Davis. Thank you, sweetheart. You're sweet. Oh, and the best mommy ever. I love you, Bubbles. Thank you, sweetheart. All right, so we are going to. I want to cover something with you. Bubbles shared something with us, but Miss Nomad, if you want to come up, you're welcome to. But I'm going to share this with you guys. Bubbles come up with a presentation. Excuse me, goodness sakes. There we go. Let me turn this around just a little bit. There's H. Davis.
Hey, Miss
Hey,
Trudy.
buddy.
Hey,
Good to see you.
you too.
We love you. We're praying for you.
Thank you. It's hard.
I know it is,
It's
buddy.
like I want to cry, but Anita just told me it's gonna be okay. I just
Yes,
found
it is.
out she passed away yesterday. She died June 25th.
Who was it?
It's like my play sister.
Yeah.
We used to work together. That's a picture of her right there on my profile. I don't know if you
Oh,
can see.
I'll make you big. Hold on just a second.
That's her.
Oh, bless her heart. Can you say what happened?
Well, she went through a lot. I used to call her every day at, I don't know what time it was. She used to say, call me every day. She was in the hospital. Her boyfriend told me she got sick and tired of being in the hospital.
Mm, that's so sad.
Yeah.
That's so sad. But many prayers to her family
Mm,
and to you, my dear friend,
thank.
my nephew.
Oh, yeah.
Or my cousin. Which one you want to be? Which one you want to be?
I thought I was your nephew.
Yeah, you are my nephew.
Uh,
Uh, yes, you are. But I don't. We've been discussing the troubled teen industry, and a big part of one part of the troubled teen industry is a lot of different um, church. It's not just churches. I don't want to come up and just say churches because I honestly believe that is uh, God doesn't have a hand in these children being mistreated. So I think they're hiding behind God. And we have another story. Nomad has
thank.
put us in touch with a story that needs to be told.
Mm-hmm.
And Bubbles has come up with a presentation that I'm going to share with everybody. So bear with me as I read
Excuse me,
this.
Miss Troy. I'm getting ready to jump down. I just want to tell everybody thank y'all for y'all prayers. I got to work
Oh,
this morning.
okay. Okay, buddy.
All right.
We love you.
Love y'all too. Y'all be blessed.
Thank you for coming up.
No problem.
Yeah, rapper says, H. Davis, you the man. There is Anita's her advocacy service. If you guys I think, and Bubbles put the link in, but we will put the link in the description. So if anybody would like to reach out to her, please do so. Okay, so let me make this full screen, and we can do that. We'll do that next time, too, Bubbles. Me and you will go down whenever we're up, and that way the whole screen will be through there. The Two Preachers, a tale of power, pity, and control. Control in the name of God. Bill Gothard, a nomad, introduced us to him. I think it was last week that she told us about him? But there is that man. Bill Gothard is a controversial American Christian minister, speaker, and author, best known for founding the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, a religious organization promoting conservative Christian teachings. Born in 1934, Gothard rose to prominence in the 1970s and 80s through his Basic Seminar, which emphasizes strict moral codes, authority-based family hierarchy, hierarchy, and personal character development rooted in biblical principles. His teachings influenced thousands of families, churches, and even policymakers. However, his legacy is by marred by criticism over legal legalism, spiritual based, and multiple allegations of sexual misconduct, which led to his resignation from the IBLP in 2014. And there is a face that we are familiar with, Mr. Lester Roloff. They never preached from the same pulpit, but their voices echoed through the same corridors of control. Bill Gothard and Lester Roloff were cut from a similar cloth. Men who believed they were called to rescue a crumbling world by returning to God's order. One wore a business suit and lectured in auditoriums filled with eager middle-class families. The other wore simple clothes and bellowed sermons from a pulpit deep in the heart of Texas. One emphasized quick submission, character building, and umbrella authority charts. The other thundered warnings of hell, fasting, and God's wrath over sin. But at their core, both men built empires on the backs of obedience. Money, money, money. Gothard stood in the hotel conference rooms, projecting conference as he spoke of authority structures and God's design for every detail of life, from courtships to clothing to how to handle rebellion in a child. He was methodical, calm, and persuasive. Thousands of homeschool families clung to his teachings, believing they had found the formula for godly success. His institute is basic life principles, promise safety through surrender, blessings through strict control, It was tidy, clean, and deadly quiet. Roloff was the storm. From his People's Baptist Church in Corpus Christi, he launched homes for troubled teens. Many of them girls discarded by the world or their families. These homes, like the Rebecca Home for Girls, operated largely without government oversight. Roloff believed in breaking the will to save the soul. The children were routinely subjected to harsh discipline, Bible marathons, and forced confessions. When the state tried to intervene, Roloff claimed religious pres- persecution. Better a pink bottom than a black soul, he once shouted. Though Gothard and Roloff never teamed up officially, their doctrines often overlapped. Girls were taught to submit, to cover up, to silence themselves. Victims of abuse were told to forgive and examine their own root of bitterness. Their weight of sin was always heavier on the back of the vulnerable. Yet, where Roloff was loud and fiery, Gothard was calculated and clinical. Roloff inspired loyalty through passion, Gothard through the power structure and personality cult. Both claimed God had shown them the right way, and both crushed countless souls in the process. In the end, allegations caught up with both men. Roloff died in a plane crash in 1982, a martyr to some, a tormentor to others. Gothard's quiet empire unraveled decades later, not with fire, but with whispers. Dozens of young women, many once his secretaries or proteges, told eerie, similar stories of inappropriate touching and spiritual manipulation. He denied wrongdoing, yet stepped down, leaving behind a tarnished legacy. They both preached freedom in Christ, yet the fruits of their ministries told another story: fear, silence, obedience without understanding, and pain too long ignored. And so the two men, one in the sky and one on the stage, they left behind a generation of survivors, many still many still piecing together what was true, what was abuse, and what redemption really looks like outside of fear. Control is not compassion, silence is not healing, and faith is not fear. I lost it on but it didn't make me big. There, I'm back. Wow, that was powerful. Thank you, Brandy. Yeah, that's just two of them. There are many other leaders that we haven't even touched yet. We haven't touched any of on any of it. Okay, rapper, I sure will. I'll sure tell you about my Florida. Oh, thank you, Wicked. Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative of everybody being here. We dropped down to 13 people. I'm telling you. I just devil, get behind me, Satan. Get behind me. Oh, you're welcome, Bubbles. You're welcome. So, yeah, we will touch more on the travel teen industry again next week. Yes, Nomad. Thank you for bringing him to our attention because, like I said, the more we dig, the more we find, and yeah. And Nomad said that he was famous. The famous Duggar family followed Gothard and were high up on the IBLP. Their oldest child, Josh, was convicted of and is serving time in Texas prison for CP. They found the Daisy video on his PC. Yeah. I, yeah. That's so sad. So sad. Rapper, yeah. How was your fourth rapper? Rapper, you want to come up on panel? You want to come up on panel and talk to us about it? But my 4th of July, actually, Gatekeeper and I fixed us a nice meal. Well, I fixed us a nice meal. And, well, I take that back. Gatekeeper did help. He cut up the salad. So that was a big help. Yeah, Rapper said he ate a lot of food. Yeah, I ate a lot of food too, and it was really good. Really, really good. It was a really good meal. But then we just sat outside and watched our neighbors let off fireworks. We didn't go and watch a big fireworks display. Um, I miss our former neighbors. They always did a big fireworks display, and I miss that. I mean, they were literally straight across the street from us. They spent a lot of money on them, but I miss that. But later on, about 12 o'clock, it's about probably about gatekeeper's good. Um, H. Davis, he's good. I'm hoping He'll join us again soon. I try to get him to. But we're talking about real serious stuff, and Gatekeeper likes to have a good time with us sometimes, and we're going to do some of those. We'll maybe I can get Gatekeeper to start him a channel, and we can have fun times on again. But we were sitting watching TV, and Gatekeeper said, "Oh my goodness, look!" And I looked at our front door, and we have an oval glass in our front door, and the whole window on the door was orange because you could tell there was a fire outside. So I go and look, and our neighbor's home was engulfed in flames. It was so sad. It was a total loss. Beautiful, huge home with a 4-car garage. It just burned to the ground. It was sad. So that was my 4th of July. So it was good at first and then sad later. Nomad says, and Josh was sent to one of the camp things that were a part of Gothard's teaching. Josh also essayed several of his own sisters when he was a teen. You know, I'm a God fearing woman and I love the Lord and I love my Jesus. But I want to tell you something. God did not have a hand in that. No, God did not have a hand in that. Yeah, that is horrible. Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible, Nomad. I felt real sorry. I don't personally know the neighbors, so we have a good sized neighborhood, and but yeah, me and Gatekeepers only lived here less than 10 years, so yeah, and they actually had been living here a shorter time than we have because the former owners had sold the home to them. So, but it's just yeah, it was really sad. Yeah, thank you again, Nomad, for sharing that information. Yeah, it's and we're gonna do a deep dive into him. And Nomad, I'm hoping that maybe you'll be able to come up and help us share that because yeah, he's another one on the radar. uh, this is it's sad. It's such a sad situation. All these children that need our love and support, and we're throwing them into to the wolves. We're throwing them to the wolves. Yes, she is right, rapper. She sure is. She does a good job. She sure does. Okay, okay, rapper. I understand. I understand. We're just very, very happy that you're here and that you're doing good, and life is going to be so much better for you. I think you are in our prayers, buddy. Oh, great! That's awesome. Come on, come on, sister. Come on, sister. I miss. I know Mr. Turtle Talk came in, and Ashley, if y'all are still watching, hey, I love you guys. So Jelly and Turtle Talk, Jamie, we miss you so much, but we know you're having a blast, and we are so happy for you. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You know I will. We're here to support each other, sister. I'll be there, most definitely, absolutely. And Dumpling come in for a minute. I know she's busy with her kids. And Lord God knows I would never want to take away any time for those from those kids. Dumpling's a good mama. Oh, yes, Bubbles. Bubbles says, I want to personally thank you for being kind tonight, Rapper. We are always so proud of you 99% of the time. You know when you're mean and when you ain't. We're happy. Oh, Mr. Turtle Talk's back. Oh, I know you do. I know you do, Thomas. We are so happy for you guys to get to explore the beautiful state of Florida. Yeah, they're down there in the pretty water. We get to see pictures while they're, which I'm just so happy for them. So happy that they get to do that. Well, that's great, H. Davis. I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. Yes. He's H. Davis says, I will be graduating in March. We are very proud of you. So, is anybody going to come up? Anybody ball? Anybody at all? Any takers at all? Anybody want to chat a little bit? If not, oh, that's sweet. Yeah, we'll do that, Rapper. We will definitely do that. We'll have a graduation party for H. Davis when he graduates because we're going to be so proud of you. Okay, going once, going twice. Anybody at all? Oh, we're back up to 21 people. Yay! Let's see how our poll did. Oh, we got some haters in tonight. What about that? We got 79% says yes. They went to hit the like button. 11% went and to smash, said they were going to smash it, and 11% says no. So I guess 11% are haters. What do you think? That's pretty good. That's, you know what? That's 89% positive. I'll take it. I will take it. Yeah, only 28 votes, but you know what? I'll take it. I am grateful for the 81. Is it 80? Yeah, 89. 89% success, I would say. But actually, I want to say 100% because you gave me a view. And I'm very thankful for you for that. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Um, and again, y'all. Oh, Anita says, "Thank you for the prayer and support, Rapper. I'm proud of you." Again, thank you guys so very much. Oh, Wicked, I love you. Thank you so much. And Nomad says, I think it's on the dark web, but there's a video about it and you can explain it more if you need more than what I said in Discord. Okay, I'll take a look in Discord and see what all you said, darling. It's we have to be careful what you say on YouTube, don't you? Yeah, I get it. I get it, but sometimes I think it's way too strict. Way too strict. But and sometimes I think it's your channel of what you can show and what you can get by with, and then what, how big your channel is, how many subscribers you have, how much money you are contributing to the platform. That's just it. Yeah, I don't make, I don't make much money at all. And the money that I do get goes back into the platform. It pays, my internet. It pays for, my apps. It pays for my StreamYard because yeah, it costs. It costs. It's part of it though. It's part of it. And like I said, I love it and I appreciate y'all so much. So, with that, since nobody took me up on my invitation, but we've been live for almost 2.5 hours now. So, but we will do a live and maybe if I can get all the sisters together, we can do a live and just have a good time one night too. And not other than our serious nights that we're doing, trying to bring awareness to this this door that has been opened to where we have all just been engulfed in basically. I mean, we are just so want to try to get awareness out there that children are being subjected to such sad situations, such abuse, just plain abuse. So if you are a survivor, please reach out to me if you'd like to come and talk and share your story. Whether it's survivor of, it don't have to be a tragic, sad story. If you've got a happy story, something you're proud of, you know, something that can help somebody, you know, a success story, please reach out to us. I mean, we are here for good times, for happy times. We're here for in sad times. If you need help, reach out to us. We're here to help you. And please remember. Oh yay! Wicked just became a new member. Wicked, I love you. Thank you so much, sister. Thank you so much. You're the best. You are the best. And thank you for the contribution. Y'all, memberships help tremendously. And I'm hoping to get a little more involved with the memberships to where I can, you know, give you guys um all the members for uh give you extra stuff, something to look forward to that's just for you guys. You know, I really do. I'm going to do it. I promise you. Okay, Nomad. That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. Like I said, you don't even have to show your face. You don't have to at all. I promise. Even though we'd love to see that beautiful face and that beautiful hair. You're gorgeous, by the way. So remember, in the world where you could be anything that you want to be, choose to be kind. It doesn't cost anything to treat people the way you want to be treated. Show people you love them. I love each and every one of you. And I'm very thankful for all of you. You all are very precious to me. Each and every one of them, and everyone that comes each and every week, especially. And for everyone that watches this video after, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Every view helps me. And if, you know, if just hitting the like button, that is huge. That helps me big time. And if you can comment, just give a thumbs up in the comment. In the comments. Comments are huge too. That tells people that, you know, you like the video and maybe YouTube will push it out to more people because I want to help people. I want to help people. Okay, H. Davis. All right, buddy. Whenever you're ready. But I love you guys. And please love one another. And remember, God loves you. And so do I. Bye. Have a wonderful evening. Oh, let me think. Thank you, Anita, one more time. I love you. Bye.